Yes, welcome to Economics. So once again on today we are going to talk about the classical dichotomy in intermediate macroeconomics. And so far we are going to generate a review question and come up with the answer that will be more relevant on what we actually want to understand on this part about the classical dichotomy. So the question is about discuss the statement that the classical dichotomy is irrelevant during the short-run time period. So we are going to come up with the answer on this part as follows. So first we need to understand the classical dichotomy meaning. So this is a concept, the classical dichotomy is a concept in economics that suggests a separation between real variables such as output, employment, and productions and nominal variables. The nominal variables such as money, prices, nominal wages in the long run. So it persists the changes in the money supply only affect the nominal variables and have no impact on the real variables in the long run. So the concept is close related to the quantity of money that persists in the relationship between the price and the money supply in the economy. So the classical dichotomy is a concept in economics that's trained to look on the separation between variables, the real variables that cannot be adjusted with inflations, the variable that not adjust with inflation, such as output, employment, and productions, together with and the nominal variables. The nominal variables, these are variables that are the nominal variable are variables that are not adjusted with inflation, and the real variables are the variables that are adjusted with inflations. So the nominal variables such as money, prices, and nominal wages in the long run are actually considered under the classical dichotomy. So these separations between these variables, the separations between the variables such as output, employment, and productions, and another variable such as money, price, and nominal wages tend now to get to interlink or to generate out the more meaningful concept about the classical dichotomy. So what you need to understand, the concept of the classical dichotomy is more relevant or is more related to the quantity of money. The quantity of money suggests that there's an actual relationship between the money supply and the general price level. However, now the relevance of the classical dichotomy in the short run is debated among economists, and actually here are some of the reasons why now the classical dichotomy may not be considered relevant during the short run time period. The first reason that why now the classical dichotomy might not be considered irrelevant during the short run time period. The first reason is that they stick prices and wages. Remember, in the short run, price and wages are often sticky. This means that they are fixed, they cannot change. The price and wages cannot change, meaning that they do not adjust instantaneously to the changes in economic conditions. So if they not adjust, they are fixed. Now this can lead now to the situation where now the changes in money supply can have a real effects on output. So the real effect that we actually see to happen is because in the short run, many of the variables, the price and wages cannot change anymore. So if they cannot change, any effect or any effect that may actually lead to any effect that affect the economic conditions may bring a direct effect to the money supply, and this can have a real effects on output as well. So not only on output but also employment and production. This is actually contrary to the prediction of the classical dichotomy. For example, an increase in money supply might lead to an increase in demand for goods and services even before the prices and wages adjust. So this means that an increase in money supply might lead to the increase in demand for goods and services. So when there's a money supply, this means that this can lead to increase in demand for goods and services. Many people will need to buy goods and services, and since there's a large circulation of money in the economy, the demand of goods and services increases. And actually, this increase has happened even before the price and wages are adjusted. Another reasons to why the classical dichotomy might be considered irrelevant during the short-run time period is that another reason is the demand-supply imbalances. So in the short run, the changes in money supply can influence the aggregate demand and supply imbalances. So an increase in the money supply can boost the consumer spending and investment. So this leads to the increase in output and employment. If the production capacity is near its limits, this increase in demand might even lead to inflations. So the challenging the idea of the clear separation between the nominal and real variables as well. So in the short run, the changes in money supply can influence the aggregate demand and supply imbalances. And remember, in the short run, many of the variables are fixed and cannot change. So an increase in money supply or the increase in money circulation in the economy can boost the consumer spending. So if the consumers start to spend and invest, now this may lead to increase of output among suppliers, but also this will generate employment in those which are already adjusted with inflation, that are real variables. Another reason is nominal rigidities and coordination failures. Short-run economic dynamics can be affected by nominal rigidities and coordination failures. So now these issues can lead to a situation where the changes in money supply do not have a pure nominal impact. For example, if firms believe that the higher prices are due to increase in demand rather than increase in money supply, now there might be a response by increasing production and hiring more workers. So the nominal rigidities and coordination failures may be the reasons to why the classical dichotomy might be considered irrelevant during the short run time period and more relevant to the long run period. So any of the coordination failures or any nominal rigidities can have a clear affections on the short run economic dynamics. So these issues lead to a situation where now the changes in money supply do not have a pure nominal impact. When we say nominal impact, mean that the impact that is actual is not actually adjusted with inflation. If the firms believe that when the price of goods and services goes higher, they believe that increase is due to the increase in demand rather than increase in money supply. So this may respond to the increase in production and hiring more workers. Another reason is expectation and uncertainty. The short-run effects of the changes in money supply can also be influenced by expectations and uncertainty. If individuals and firms have strong expectations about future inflations or other economic conditions, their behavior in the response to the changes in money supply might not align with the classical dichotomy predictions. Remember, the expectation and uncertainty mean that is something that actual expectations that something that individual expects to happen, and uncertainty is actual what is not understanding someone what will happen in the future. Another reason is financial markets and rigidity effects. The changes in money supply can affect the financial markets and the liquidity conditions in the short run. So this influencing the borrowing cost and investment decisions. So these effects can have real implications for economic activity. So another reason for why now the classical dichotomy is relevant in the short run is the financial markets and liquidity effects. So any changes in money supply can affect the financial markets together with the liquidity condition. The liquidity condition, the condition where there is easier conversion of money into cash. So the change in money supply might have effect that conversions. The liquidity condition in the short run. So in the short run, this will now influence the borrowing cost and investment decisions. So these effects can have a real implication for economic activities. So in summary, while the classical dichotomy remains a useful framework for understanding the long-run relationship between nominal and real variables, it may not hold as strongly in the short run due to the factors such as stock price, demand-supply imbalances, nominal rigidities, expectations, uncertainties, and financial market dynamics. So many modern macroeconomic theories and models recognize the relevance of the short-run dynamics and incorporate these factors to explain the real-world economic phenomena. So, regardless of the dichotomy, the classical dichotomy remains a useful framework, but it may not hold as strongly in the short run due to the factors such as stick prices. This means that cannot be relevant in the short run. And these are because of the stick prices, the factors that I've explained, the demand-supply imbalances, nominal rigidities, expectations, uncertainties, and financial market dynamics. So many of the modern macroeconomic theories and models recognize the relevance of the short-run dynamics and incorporate these factors to explain the real-world economic phenomena. So that's marked the end. Welcome to Dichotomics. Don't forget to subscribe and watch more videos on other topics. Bye bye.